In this session, let me introduce relative and absolute paths for files. To demonstrate various cases, I need to create some directory structures. In our course directory, I placed an image named cat.jpg and created a folder called A, where I placed another image, dog.jpg. Now, let's write an image tag with the description as cat and the path based on what we covered in the previous lesson. The cat image is at the same level as my HTML file, so I can just enter the file name directly, right? Okay, save it and open it in the browser. It displays correctly. However, in this lesson, I want to mention that writing just the file name is a shorthand. The complete way to write it is actually as follows. You should add // before the image name, like this. What does the // mean? It represents the current location. What is the current location? Let's take a look. Our HTML file is stored directly in the file path folder. It is directly in the file path folder, so // represents the current folder, which is file path. Now, if I want to reference the dog.jpg inside the A folder, how should I write it? It should be written like this. I'll write another image tag, describe it as dog, and the path should be written as ./a/dog.jpg. The // represents the current folder, and A/ refers to the folder inside the current directory. Then the file name, dog.jpg. Let me emphasize again, // means the current directory where we are editing the HTML file. The /a/ represents finding the image inside the A folder. Now I created another folder B inside A, and I put an image called rabbit.jpg there. How should we write the path to it? It should be written like this. img with the description as rabbit. Then the path starts with // representing the current directory of the HTML file, then the A folder, followed by the B folder, and finally the file name rabbit.jpg. Now, moving forward, if I want to reference the cute.jpg image from the previous lesson, how should I write it? This image is not in the current 16 file path directory, right? So we need to move up one folder, level to find the 15 image folder. To move up to the previous folder, we use // 2 dots. Let's try it. We write // and you can see that VS Code gives us suggestions for the contents of the outer directory. Then we write the folder name 15/ and press enter, followed by the file name cute.jpg. So // means one level up. Of course, if necessary, you can use multiple // For example, if I created an HTML file called inner.html inside the B folder, and I want to reference the cute.jpg from the 15th image folder, How should I write it? It should be something like this. First, dot dot slash to go to A, dot dot slash again to go to 16 file path. Then another dot dot slash to go to the outermost folder. And finally, slash 15 image slash cute.jpg. Perfect. Now, the method we've talked about above is called a relative path. This means the path is relative to the current HTML file's location. So once you change the file location, you must also update the path. For example, if I copy the HTML file into the A folder, then open it in the browser, you will see that none of the 4 images will display correctly. Why? Because since you moved the file to the A folder, the cat.jpg image is now in the parent folder. So the path needs to be updated to go to the parent folder to access cat.jpg. Similarly, all the path needs to be updated. Next, let's introduce absolute path. We'll first write a comment for the 4 lines relative path. And below that, we'll write absolute path. There are 2 types of absolute path: local absolute path and a network absolute path. Local absolute paths are characterized by starting from the disk drive. For example, in Windows, disk drives like C, D, E, F are in my computer or this PC. I have placed an image called lamb.jpg in the BBB folder, inside the AAA folder, in the temp folder on the F drive. Now, I'll use the local absolute path to reference this image. I write F:, then the folder structure temp slash AAA slash BBB slash lamb.jpg. We open it with Live Server. Nothing appears. The image is not loading. What's going on? Well, I should mention that Live Server doesn't like us using absolute path. Oh, why? Because if you change devices or upload the code to GitHub or someone else downloads it, they might not have the same drive letter or folder structure. This way, the image won't load correctly. But if you open it directly on your computer, it works. Now, let's talk about network absolute path. This method is commonly used. If we go to Google Images and find an image, right-click it and select Copy Image Address. Then paste this URL into the src attribute of the image tag. Then the image will appear. Now, we've covered relative path, local absolute path, and network absolute path. In actual development, which one do we use more often? Well, we rarely use local absolute path. We use relative path and network absolute path more frequently. Okay, that's all for today's session. Today's content has been summarized in the notes, so you can review and reinforce the concepts after class. Thanks for watching.